Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I remember promising you last week that we are going to be building our first project together, and today I'm going to be using HTML, which is the basic skeleton of every website that is out there. Let it be youtube.com, tiktok.com, facebook.com, instagram.com, Google, and everything you can mention. So it is what powers the structure of every website. If you're new here, my name is Baraka and I am a junior developer. I'm with some senior developer who knows everything perfectly. I'm just documenting what I learned, the mistakes, the wins, the struggles, and everything. So if you are new, consider subscribing so we can move along with everything that we document as we learn together and grow. Before we dive deep, every website is powered by three technologies, where we have HTML, which is the basic, the foundation of everything. We have CSS, which is used to design and make everything beautiful, and then we have JavaScript. Continuously, we have other technologies that are used, but these are the basic fundamentals that every website needs in order to exist and be functioning. So if you are a beginner, Baraka Builds is the best place for you to learn, because I'm also not an expert. We are just learning together, meaning that we actually learn while building. We don't memorize tags, theories, watching YouTube tutorials, but by building the little that we can in order to progress together. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to build your first web page and use the basic structures and properties of HTML, like the heading, the paragraph, the images, and the HTML boilerplate. So just stick into the video and we dive deep step by step. Before we get in, remember that if in case you get confused at a certain point, what I've realized is that coding becomes easier as you're going along step by step. It's not a one-time game. You have to think long-term and learn everything step by step. So in case you're confused, don't think you're stupid. It is just part of the process. So by starting, first thing first, we are going to create our folder. So you right-click. You come here on new folder, just in case you didn't know. Then you can name it HTML project. So if you're done with this, then you're going to open VS Code. Remember last time we set everything, the extensions and everything that you need to get started with VS Code in order for it to start working perfectly. So you're going to click here on VS Code. So in order for you to open the new file that you just created, these are my codes. There is a project that I'm working on, but in order for us to open the new folder, you need to come here on File. Let me zoom in a bit. Here you come here, click on File, Folder, and then you come here, you select your HTML project because it's the folder that we just created. Then you click here on Select Folder. So once you're done with that, you'll see that it will open a blank space with the VS Code logo. So what you'll do, you'll come here on this plus button. This is where you create a new file. So you come here, you click here, you write index.html. Then you click enter. So once you click that, everything will bring itself like this. So here you can generate code, but I really don't recommend to start using AI generators like agents that are built in VS Code right now, because we are still at the beginning. So one of the most way to get started with HTML is that you can either click Shift-1 in order to generate the boilerplate like this. Then to bring that logo, then you press enter and it will just bring the whole boilerplate. But for now, I think let's create it step by step. So what you do is that the first thing to create in HTML, you open your tag and you write doc type HTML, doc type HTML. That's the beginning line of HTML. Then from there, you're going to press enter HTML, which is declaring that this is an HTML document or page. Then here in HTML, you're going to come and add the lang attribute where it's specifying that this website is in English language. You put there English. So from there, you're going to press enter and then you write your head. This is where we find the meta tags. This is where we find the links and the title. So from there, we are going to, but here in head, the first thing that you need to write is the metadata. So if you put meta like that, you're going to add in meta char set UTF-8 So UTF-8 is the Unicode transformation format, which actually allows our website to convert or to allow other icons and symbols that are used in different languages. So from here, we are going to create our title. So everything is placed in the head, the title and the meta tag. You can't place it down here. So from here, we are going to create our title. It's having the opening and the closing. In case your IDE is not having the complete tag, you'll just come here and add in my first HTML page. So if you see this, it's basically, if you go live here, because we installed in live server in our IDE, we are going to be viewing the results. So actually here, if you look here, everything is really empty. There is nothing, because what we just wrote was actually our title, because every website that you view or you visit, you're going to find that at first it has the title, and then here there is an IP address which you haven't really set. So it is just given to us automatically by the browser. So from here, what you're going to do is that you're going to, this is where we link our CSS, but for now, let's first leave that because we have no CSS. So after the head tag, what follows is the body tag. The body tag helps us to display now things on our website. For example, in the body, you can come here and write your H1. In HTML, we have headings of starting from heading 1 to heading 6. Heading 1 being the most important, and it has to be 1 in the whole page, to H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. H1 is the major topic, H2 is the subtopic. So here we are going to write, welcome to our page. And if you refresh, or you can press Ctrl S in order to save, then you come here in your website, you're going to see that it has actually showed something, welcome to our page. It has displayed. So we go back there, we write again. You can write from H1 to H2 to H3. I just want to show something quick. And so on and so on. And if you preview your result here, you see that the H1 is being so big, following the H2, following the H3, meaning the H1 is the major title and is the most important in everything that you are doing. So let's delete this. You can play around with H1 to H6. You can try it out. So another thing is that we have the paragraphs. If you write P and then enter, it will just bring the opening and closing. I like using VS Code because it has easy extensions that are really simple to use. So here, let's just add in something. Our learning web development with HTML. So this is our paragraph. Paragraph is just the same thing as in English dictionary or in English language, where you write a paragraph in order to display a sentence or something on your web page. So there, I'm sure you're familiar with paragraph in web pages. That's how it displays in the browser. So another thing that I'm going to show you is how to include links. So here you have to press the anchor tag. If you press enter, it is going to have different parts where we have the opening tag ending here, and then we have the closing tag starting from there. So from there, what happens is that in the opening tag there is the ref attribute where we specify the link of where the link is going, or the link of our anchor tag. Here we can put www.google. But before that, we need to specify the hypertext protocol, which is the HTTPS. Then like that, google.com. Then here, what we write here in between will just appear where we can click. This is where we click in our link. I write google.com. And now the link is being specified in two parts, where we have the ref part and the part where we click. So if you come here in our browser, we are going to see that you have our link here. It is underlined in order to show us that it's a link. And if you click on it, it's taking us directly to Google, meaning it has worked. So if you come back, that's our link. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how to put an image in the website. So in order to put in an image, we use an attribute called an MG or image. So it is coming also with two parts, where you have the image source and the alt attribute. Basically, what is happening is that the source is where we are going to, the path of our image, or where we are getting it from, and then the alt is just the description of our image, just enhancing the search engine optimization. So let's come here and bring in some images. You can just press it there and it's good to go. We can use it. So what we do is that, because this image is too long, let's rename it into something clean in order not to crowd our project. So it will still show. So what you do here is that in this source attribute, you'll actually come and click on your image and bring it here slightly. Or if you don't want to do that, you can just come here and you write image.jpg. You click enter, and then if you see here, it will already show, but it's too big for our website. So what you do is that you come here at the end, because it's a self-closing tag. It doesn't need a closing tag, so it's self-closed. What you do is that you specify the width to something that is visible and clean, like 400, or let's use 300, and then the height to also, you can just specify the width if it's enough to show clearly. So now if you come here, boom, we are having our image over here, but because it's an inline element, it will not push the link down, because both are inline elements. So we shall cover that in coming sessions. And then if you come here, we have left the alt attribute without writing anything. And one trick that I'm going to give you is that in VS Code, while you are writing your code, you can just leave the cursor anywhere, and then this tab will come. This tab also teaches you step by step on how these things are working, everything step by step. So what you come here in the alt tag, it is where you write or you describe your image. So I'm going to write Baraka builds, and that's it, and you're done. And if you view here, we come here, we have just created our first HTML page, because this is how basically everything displays. And in further sessions, we are going to cover more about the semantic elements. We have more about creating forms, input, data, tables, and more to come. But that's it. That's how you just get to type something in VS Code. Yeah. Finally, we have built our first HTML project, and that's the building and the project that we talked about last week. And even if our project by now is feeling small, every single website that is out there, of how big it is, it just started as a simple HTML foundation, just like that. So don't get frustrated. We shall be learning everything step by step. So if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and sharing to the fellow people who are interested in tech. And in the next video, we shall be diving deep into some CSS basics and more of HTML. And check again if you have subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one.